Ladies and gentlemen, today is September 3rd. Another fighter we just officially signed, Neale Johnson, will be fighting and competing on our upcoming event, Dragon House 24, November 12th at Kezar Pavilion. So Neale, good to have you on board. I know I've been talking to you on Facebook for a little bit and finally have a opening spot against another pro debut guy, making your second pro fight in your career. So now tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, about myself, I'm 6'2", tall, athletic. Grew up in a military household. My dad was a fighter. He had me watching all these martial arts videos. He trained me for a while. Competed in Hawaii for 5 years. That's where I got my start.
You just recently moved out here, huh?
Yeah, I moved back in beginning of this year from Vegas, and so I moved out here back in 2013. Yeah.
So I know you've been out of the fight scene for a few years too, and what made you want to get back into the MMA fight scene?
Oh, I'm hungry. I feel like now it's now or never. Like I have the skills to pay the bills. I feel like I'm a meal ticket. You know what I mean? Like confidence. I always tell people you gotta stay hungry, you gotta stay ready, you gotta stay dedicated, motivated. Motivation is preparation. So
that's awesome. So who are you fighting on our upcoming event?
On this upcoming event, my opponent name is Ivan Vantage. I don't know too much about the guy, but I know he's been out the fight game for a while, just like me. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a hell of a show for both of us. You know what I mean? I just like to say, let the best man win.
I know Ivan Vantage, he hasn't fought almost 4 years, or maybe even more than 4 years, and opened his own gym and CrossFit fitness in San Jose, and recently just decided, after newborn baby, he's like, you know what, I have one shot in me, I'm gonna do it. And that's when he hit me up, and you guys hit me up, and then finally this fight's locked in. Both your fighter officially signed. Yesterday I signed him, today I signed you. Now the fight is on, so now tell us a little bit about what your fight camp and what your preparation of coming into this fight. I know it's 2.5 months out still.
For me to stay ready is conditioning. I'm not really worried about my ground game or my striking. Everything for me is conditioning. I swim, I run, I CrossFit. I do a lot of interval training, a lot of resistance training. And so I'm be more than ready and more prepared than any of my other fights.
From the way I look at you, you're 6'2", so I'm assuming you're a little more like a striker, right?
Yeah, I'm a striker, but if it goes to the ground, I would go to the ground.
Yeah, so you got the long reach and everything. So what's your game plan coming into this fight? On a 3-5 minute round, what you gonna do?
My game plan is simple. Just set a nice tempo. Keep my distance, use my reach, in and out, and just moving. Don't stop moving.
And you are fighting 185. It's a middleweight. So what do you walk around weigh at?
I normally originally walk around anywhere between 188, 190. So I'm not really cutting much.
You're not cutting weight at all.
I'm not cutting
I look at you, you're already on weight.
Yeah, I'm already on weight.
That's pretty awesome. So now, what gym do you train at?
I train out of Levels MMA, out of Marina, California. And so I want to give a shout out to my team, Team Soma, back in Hawaii. I couldn't do it without them, my coaches, Coach Guy and Coach Avery. Those are people that helped me get started into the fight game.
Now you're moving on the next level. Keep the fight journey, keep it going.
Yes, sir.
And now, if people want to get a hold of you to buy tickets to watching you fight, how do people can get a hold of you?
Well, people can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. I'm not a social media person, but if you hit me up, I got an app on my phone that'll go ding. So, yeah.
So what's your Instagram name?
Oh. My Instagram name is, I don't even know.
I don't even know mine.
I don't remember, I just know when I log in.
Okay, so it's Neale Johnson, and MMA fighter. Hopefully, somewhere you can fight this person on Instagram.
Well, hit me up on Facebook. You know, Facebook is easier.
Yeah. So Facebook is under your name.
Yeah, it's underneath my name. Yes.
Neale Johnson,
Neale Johnson.
Neale, and then JOHNSON. Here we go. So now, any sponsor you want to shout out to?
Right now, I don't have no sponsors out here in California because like just making a big transition, getting back into the fight game. Like I said, I competed in Hawaii for 5 years, so my sponsors are back there. I'm new to the California fight world, looking for some sponsors. Y'all can look me up on sharedog.com. Y'all can Google my name. You'll see a lot of images and stuff like that. Just take a chance, you know. So yeah, that's what it is.
Here we go. So any sponsor, clothing line, nutrition, any kind of Max Muscle, GNC, if anybody looking for upcoming athlete to sponsor, here we go. Neale Johnson, hit him up on Facebook. This fight will be announced probably today officially, and then will be broadcast up on ShareDog and MixedMartialArt.com as well. And if, for more fight card information, look out DragonHouseMMA.com. We have a lot more fight layout coming out, but it's good to have Neale Johnson on board. You know, finally get it. 185 pound. You know, looking for a big, tall, lanky, good striker. Look like we got one right here. I don't know much about him, but he looks like a beast to me. He's a scary person. You know, I can't wait to watch him perform on the cage. So subscribe our YouTube channel. Thanks for the love, everyone. We'll see you out there November 12th.